In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the driver's side exterior rear door handle. This covers the 2005 through 2010 Chrysler 300. It's located right here on the exterior side of your door. The process for this is the same as the passenger side. Now we're going to disconnect your battery. We're going to go ahead and open up the trunk lid. I'm going to go ahead and lift up the spare tire cover area here, and that's going to expose our battery on the passenger side rear of the vehicle. We're going to use our 10mm wrench, and we're going to loosen the nut on our ground terminal here. Once you have that loose, we're going to spin that and disconnect it. I'm going to come on over to the positive side. We're going to do the same here. I'm going to disconnect that, set that aside. On the bottom of the rear door panel is going to be a series of 4 Phillips head screws. There's 3 across the bottom and then 1 up in the door jamb area. Let's go ahead and loosen and remove those screws. Now right behind our rear door pull here, there's going to be a little plastic button. I'm going to use a pick. I'm going to go in there and just pop that button out. Behind that button, you're going to find a Phillips head screw. Go ahead and use your screwdriver and loosen and remove that. Go ahead and set that aside. So underneath the door pull right here, we're going to use our pick and pop out this little hidden cover right here. There is a Phillips head screw inside there. Go ahead, loosen and remove that. Give that door panel a shake and you can pop that screw right out like that. Now on the back side here is going to be 3 of these plastic locking push pins here. I'm just going to use the tip of my screwdriver and just push that in just a little bit. Do the same for the other 2. I'm going to go behind using our trim tool and just gently pop that out. Do the same for these here. Once you get these 3 out here, there's 2 on the front side of the door panel. We'll get that next. I'm going to go ahead and grab that door panel. Go ahead and pull up on that there. And on the inside, we have our handle rod we want to go ahead and disconnect. There's a blue clip right here that holds onto that rod. You can use a tool here if you want to go ahead and pry that clip. Once that pops off, you can lift the rod up and out Here's that blue clip. We have our power connector over here. I'm going to press in on a little spring clip on the side of it. Just give that a wiggle and pop that off. You can go ahead and set that door panel aside. Once you get your door panel off, we have our water shield here. You want to go ahead and remove this here. Around the perimeter, there's an adhesive from the factory. And this is very, very strong on this particular application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a razor blade and I'm going to cut the adhesive. You want to be careful when using a new blade. But you're basically going to cut the adhesive and pull that water shield off of the door. Now, if the water shield tears or something, it's not critical. We're going to come back and probably use some sort of strong tape or something to secure this back on in the end. But do the best you can to remove it all in one piece. And we go ahead and take our water shield, feed the harness through the panel. And go ahead and slide that over the rod. And go ahead and set this aside. Grab your trim tool. You want to lift up on this seal right here. Gently pry this up. Your inner window sweep. And you want to go ahead and grab this trim here. You're going to get your hand behind it and we're going to pull it forward and unlatch it off of the inside of the door frame right here. Go ahead and work that off. And you're going to slide this whole trim piece right off and set it aside. You want to gain access through these sight windows here. Just grab a razor blade. Go ahead and just peel that off. Using a T30 Torx bit, you want to go ahead and loosen and remove these 3 Torx bolts here. Good, peel back the rubber boot here. Slide that up and off. We're going to go ahead and loosen these 2 bolts here. These are for the glass guide that run inside, down inside the door. We need to go ahead and loosen this, slide that down, and then our door latch will come down inside. Now right inside here, we're going to have access to a rod and clip for the door latch unit. I'm going to use my trim tool. I go straight in here and we're going to try and disconnect that rod clip. I'm going to reach up inside, push that rod clip off, and then disconnect that rod. So now we can drop down that latch a little bit easier. And up inside here is going to be those 2 bolts. Gaining access through this oval hole here. You can see the 2 bolts right inside there we need to get to. Once we get those 2 out, we're going to go through the inside of the door shell, but you can see the bolt right inside there to the front side of the door handle. We're going to go ahead and loosen all 3 of these, remove them, and we'll remove the door handle from the front side. So we're going to go ahead and loosen these here. Now we're just going to use our 1/4" ratchet with our socket here. And this is an 8mm. So now from the outside, we're going to go ahead and grab the handle here, and we're going to pull it away. Now I want to go ahead and operate the handle itself. I'll show you in just a minute once we pull this out. Remove this, and then we're going to unhook the forward side, swinging that out. Now when pulling the handle out, you're going to have to remove the clip as well as this piece here. So when operating this, you can see the operation here. So it just makes it easier when you pull this out. This here can slide out of the door much easier. Now we're going to install the hook side of the handle first. We're going to slide that in and swing the handle around. I want to go ahead and get the upper handle or this bracket unit here and the clip installed in the other hole. So we're going to pull the handle out, hold it, and you can see that that is moving. We're going to slide the clip and the piece inside. And set it in place. Let's go ahead and try and get our forward mounted screw installed. Now we're just going to get that started here, and let's go ahead and install the 2 other screws. All right, once we have these screws started, we're going to go ahead and snug those down. Let's go ahead and install our latch unit. You can grab the door lock rod and kind of help get that up into position. Reach inside the door. And what we want to do is install our 3 screws here into our latch unit. want to make sure these are good and tight. Now on the inside here, we have our glass guide bracket. We need to reach inside, grab that bracket. We had just loosened these bolts before, and just slide that down into place. While we're here, there's a wire harness right here with that little clip. I'm going to go ahead and clip that back onto the door, like so. Let's go ahead and tighten down these two bolts. On our door lock rod here, we had our rubber boot that we previously removed. Let's go ahead and reinstall that now. So on the inside, we want to go ahead and install the rod here. Try to work that clip out of the way. Now I want to go ahead and bring that clip forward. Snap that into place, and you're all set. Now I went ahead and we lined the perimeter of our water shield with some heavy duty tape here. I want to go ahead and feed the door handle rod through the panel and bring this back into place. And then we have that wire harness on the front side we need to poke through. Let's go ahead and line up the panel here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to go ahead and line things up and get it into place here. And we're going to go ahead and apply just a piece of tape over our port right here. I want to install our trim around the window here. I want to start at the forward side. And the trim itself will actually latch around the inside perimeter of the glass. And you're going to push it up into place and continue this process all the way around. As you come around to the back section here, don't forget to lift up on your window sweep. We'll go ahead and pop this down into place. And pull our sweep down. And that hole should line up with that trim right here. Press down on our window sweep, make sure it's down all the way. Along the top of our door shell here, there are two plastic retainer clips. These are actually a two-piece unit. This button piece will fit into the door panel itself, and then the other piece will actually lock into the door. They are very fragile, so don't be surprised if they crack a little bit when you pop them out. Using our trim tool to pop out that middle button, and that's what you should get. Do the same for this one here. Once you have these out, going over to your door panel, and on the top you can take these little clips, slide them in, do the same for the other one. And let's go ahead and install that door panel. We'll install our electrical connector on the back side here. Press it in, you'll hear it and feel it snap into place. Next, we want to install our actuator rod. And when we do that, we have to install the rod on the back side of the handle. And then we're going to push the blue clip over and snap it onto the rod. Once that's snapped on, I want to go ahead and support that panel. Bring it up, get your door lock button through. Go ahead and hang that door panel on the window sweep and slowly lower it down into place and push it in. Engaging those clips we just installed and the metal retainers, and work your way around the perimeter, making sure the door is fitting flush, and we're good. Install our screw behind the door handle. I'm going to go ahead and get that in place. And go ahead and tighten that down, and then we can close up that little button over the top of it. Snap that on. Install the screw in the lower middle portion of that door panel. Tighten that down, and we can close up our little button cover here. Install our screws across the bottom of the door panel. Once you have that in, let's go ahead and install our plastic lock buttons. I'm going to install our button bases here. And then install our center locks. Let's go ahead and reconnect our battery here. Install the positive terminal here. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. And once you have that good and tight, go ahead and install your ground terminal. We'll do the same for this. At that point there, we can go ahead and close down our cover here, and you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.